Thank you for joining us with the Sweet and Sassy Show podcast. I have with me, as usual, my lovely friend, Molly Lowe, LinkedIn business coach, and as it says here now, social seller strategist. Molly Lowe here. We are recording again. Remember, it is the month of December, but we are recording this episode, which is number 26 for January 9th of 2026. I'd like to add to our last episode, closed out 2025 with episode number 25, and that was no coincidence. That's a synchronicity in its own. And it was released on 12/12, might I add. So here we are again with episode 26. We're talking about intentional focus in the new year and goal and action awareness. So we're always excited to see where this conversation goes and what stands out for you when you listen. Molly and I always like to bring it back to the action. So we talk about awareness first, and then we always put it into action. So where do you want to go with this today? I have all kinds of ideas, Molly Lowe.
Yeah, I love it. The what and the how, right? The what and the how. Well, the what, the why, and the how is really what what we do on this show, which I love. So when we think about goal setting, and you had said we're focusing on focus. I don't know
Yeah,
if you've watched any of the oh gosh, Karate Kid, the most recent one with Jackie Chan
I
and
have not actually.
okay. So there's a part where Jaden Smith is like, I want to learn how to do this specific move, right? And Jackie Chan like almost gets him almost falling into the lake, and Jackie Chan says, "Your focus needs more focus."
Ah, I love it.
I thought about that when you said that, and you know what?
Perfect.
Let me just piggyback on that, okay? Like one of the things that I say to my Catalyst clients all the time in my community is I do believe in when we're goal setting, though, are we also learning and reflecting on where, like, how we got here? When we think about, for me at least, when I think goal setting, I think future state. But I also want to remind us that goal setting is really powerful, and the way that our goals are shows up, right, for us is through reflection as well. Is really thinking about where have I been? How far have I come in achieving my goals? And I think a lot of the times we forget because we're constantly chasing that next thing in goal setting, like this is what we're going to do next, we're going to do next, and we forget to sit back and look at, okay, so did I hit my goals that I set last time? Yes or no? Why not? And of course, as a business perspective, I want to see the numbers. I want to see the data. I love me a good Excel sheet. I love me some really fun
She
reports.
was just going through her numbers just
That's
before
right.
we got on this recording.
Literally. And I love looking at that stuff. It really, numbers paint a different picture for us. It tickles my brain in a different way. Then, of course, I do think it's important for us to focus on goal setting. I do think, as I shared with you before, and I shared with you guys on this podcast, is I love quarterly business reviews for this reason is
Yeah,
it's also planning, but it's also reflecting, right? And so for
100%.
me, that's really what goal setting is. It's taking a moment to celebrate and reflect on where we've come and where we're going.
Totally.
And then, it's the yin and the yang. You got to look back in order to look forward.
Completely. And, with everything, it is reflection about what's going well. We do this on a regular basis, daily, weekly, quarterly, and not just the numbers. And having, looking at where you're at. We call it, in the day to day, it's where am I at and checking in with yourself. But like every 6 weeks, a quarterly assessment of how happy am I with this? How satisfied am I with my personal life, my business, my relationships with my children? How well am I sticking to my commitments to myself? We talk about all the time the things on your daily, your not to-do list, and your commitments to yourself that you do on a daily basis, your non-negotiables. How well are you committing to all those things? So the first thing I was going to talk about, anyways, was discipline over distractions. This was just the way someone said it at an event the other day, and I really like how they put that together. So yeah, discipline over distractions. and having a plan and sticking to it. So like I didn't always have this released consistently on time. And since I've hired somebody to help me the past 3 months, this comes out on time and when it's supposed to. Having a plan of, knowing your numbers, 2 networking events a month in my community. How consistently did I do that? Because those are the actionable things that are like, I need to make this many connections a month and have this many one-to-ones a month with local business owners. So, did I get to 2 in-person networking events? They're all part of your map and your strategy of all the things you're doing. One of my big goals for 2026 really is to show up and be able to speak at just one event a month, whether that's an event or a podcast, and that's 12 a year. So like just committing to that alone can be very simple. It can be very simple to actually make that happen. So being realistic about what you set to achieve for yourself. And also at the same time, aiming higher too. So being able to be, sometimes we talk about if they're not scary enough, they're not big enough, and they're not, you want to make them achievable, but also, what is the word I'm looking for again today? Whatever, big and scary. That if they're not scary, they're not big enough, they're not scary enough. If they're not scary enough, they're not big enough. One of the two. So yeah, discipline over distractions though. So being able to stay focused on those goals. So looking at, as I said before, there's a whole bunch of things into it, but having some sort of system in place, just put it on your calendar, whatever you're doing with your business assessment, like you're talking about every quarter, it's probably on your calendar. Um, you can't stay accountable for anything. I like how you talked about in the first place, reflecting, because I'm sitting here thinking the whole time, like, reflecting, how can you set new goals if you don't know what you did? Like I was like, to me, it's so logical. Even if you don't know like the goal setting strategies and all those things, just how important reflection is. So yeah, celebrate your wins, see if you met some of those goals that you set this past year, and then aim a little bit higher. When we push ourselves just a teeny bit further, even more great things happen. So there's so much we could go into with discipline over distractions and whatnot as well. So
Yeah, no, for sure. And to your point though, I'm going to lovingly challenge our listeners. When we think about discipline over distraction too, I would love to see how many of you integrate sustainability and longevity with your goals.
Love, love, love that you brought this up. Sustainability and longevity.
Because totally agree. If your goals aren't scary enough, then they're not big enough.
Hmm.
And, right, at the end of the day, it's incremental aligned action that you are taking over a long period of time. And when we think about sustainability for me in my world, sustainability becomes, yes, it's a part of your calendar. And one of the things, a perfect example in my world is me doing LinkedIn prospecting when I'm doing lead generation. I used to have to put it on my calendar where I was like, okay, here's my 15-minute slot. I'm going to go ahead and do my connection requests. I'm going to find my ideal clients, connect, 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 connect. When I think about sustainability, it becomes a part of your lifestyle. It becomes this
Yeah,
thing where it's like your brain is is already craving that, like, oh, you didn't do your prospecting today, Molly. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, okay, let me go ahead and get that done. I don't need it on my calendar. I want to get to that point of integrating this in my lifestyle sustainably so that I'm like, okay, check box, right? I say this to my clients all the time. You do not have to worry about me. You do not need to have to worry about me. You do not have to ask me if I've got my prospecting done today because I will always have it on top of my mind. It's one of those things that's just become a part of my day, you know?
yeah,
And so
yeah.
longevity and sustainability, when I think about that from a goal perspective, think about your goal, but how are you going to sustainably hit those goals over time and really, truly, truly build a goal that is going to help you for lasting progress, right? And however, which way you define that success milestone to be.
Totally, totally. Um, so sustainability, flow, creating all of that into your lifestyle. and your business. So, involving your kids in your business too came up for me, like little things where they can help you with stuff. Just in all those little ways that you could incorporate it into your everyday life. The thing that came up for me too was when you don't do certain things, okay, number one, know your priorities. That's what's most important to you. That instead of it seeming like a chore or that it's work, it's hard, it lights you up, you know it's important to your business. So it doesn't feel like work to you. It doesn't feel like a chore. What we say is hard is hard. So first of all, that. And then yeah, you've said before you do that while you're at a kid's practice or something. You actually mentioned in our last episode you do it under stress too. You said it
I
was
do.
the thing that you go
I
to.
do.
But like it's a healthy way, we said, of relieving your stress. It's you're doing it for you, I guess is my point. So when I say that it was a stress reliever, it's actually a positive thing because you're doing it for you. Um, so yeah, self-sabotage, for example, there's days because of the way my schedule is and things like that, which I need to really hire somebody to help me with my LinkedIn one way or another. It's self-sabotage if I don't engage in LinkedIn before I post and after. And, I've got great content going out there, but really like sticking to that habit, what does it mean to you? Well, it's extremely important for me and my business that I engage on LinkedIn before I post and after. If I'm not, what good is the freaking amazing post that I just wrote? Like, let's be real here, as a perfect example. So, committing to your priorities. And again, you don't have to do it all. So again, I'm getting to that point that it's very vital that I make that a top priority and have somebody help me with that at least 3 days a week. Like that alone is consistency and, solving the problem. So I reflected upon that. I need to put something in place because it's inconsistent and it's time to do that one way or another. That's an action I'm taking one way or another. So, yeah, priorities and focus over with discipline. So, um yeah, and making things fun, making things fun. We always talk about that too, being able to align your calendar that flows for you, whether you have children or not, whether you have a partner or not, doing things at the time of the day that is most ooh, my hand is raised. I'm going to lower my hand. It'll go on its own, right? No, there we go. That doesn't happen too often. I had my hand up for a while. But yeah, aligning your calendar that works for you individually and for your family so that you can stay on top of your goals consistently. So yeah, there's so many ways to do that. I'm sure we can add more specifically on that, or I have another thought that once you're done, I have another thought of kind of a process that I came up with from my notes recently as well.
No, I want to hear the process. Let's go.
Well, I mean, like not going into each one in detail, but it kind of came up into just um my messaging and my marketing too. So I'm very big on order, and I decided in general that everything goes by fives, like five values of what you do. These are five things I learned, like you know how the numbers thing. So in the order that we kind of it's everything that I do, but like I feel like it applies to life and like everything we're talking about. You commit first. Whatever that is, make a commitment. Make a commitment to yourself with conviction that it is, I'm going to do this for me. I'm going to do this for my business. I'm going to do this for my family, whatever that is. Number two is to shift. You have to shift many things. You have to shift your identity into the person that has what you want already. Shift your thoughts, shift your mentality, your mindset into a more empowering state of being, by showing up and being present in everything that you're doing. So shifting your beliefs, your thoughts, your actions, everything that goes with that. That's number two. Transform. So transforming everything. Maybe I mixed a little bit in there too, but either way, transform is the next one. Um, Transforming your beliefs, getting rid of the old beliefs, your old habits, your old actions, and stepping into that identity of really who you were meant to be. We talk quite often about opening up and allowing, accepting, acknowledging. Everything I do comes in alliteration. That's like 5 A's, I believe. So, acknowledging, accepting, allowing, then you really attract everything into your world that you're calling out. So I guess if you have a plan and you stick to it, the more you focus on it, the more you stick to it, the more you will attract all of that. And then ideally create is the last one. creating everything that you want, whatever that is, the abundance, prosperity, joy, peace, currency, everything, all of those things in your life. So yeah, commit, shift, transform, attract, and create. That's the whole little, it comes from like kind of what I do all together, but like a bunch of notes from my recent events and masterminds as well.
I love that. You had me thinking when you were sharing your words. Like when I love that you talk about the transformation, because that to me is also when we talk about transformation, evolution,
Yeah.
right? Like, who are you? Who are you today? And who are you
Yes.
evolving to become, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
And then there was also, oh gosh, I lost it. I lost it. There was something else. It'll come back to me hopefully. But
Commit, commit, shift, transform, attract, create.
oh, I remember now. Thank you.
Yes.
Sacrifice.
Ah, sacrifice, 100%.
I feel like, as much as we want to live in this very idealistic world of us being able to do that, that shift, that transformation, the evolution is also when you come to a point of realization that it's okay. There's the law of sacrifice is a universal law. You can't have this if you continue to entertain this. And a lot of the times when we think about goal setting in a new year, we need to also look at what do we continuously allow in our current state? What are we just accepting for the simple fact of not wanting to deal with it, or it's easier to just not deal with it? How can we purge that out of our business, our life, our practices, our habits, our lifestyle, that then is going to create spaciousness for the thing that we say we actually am trying to create within our goals, right? So yeah, evolution and sacrifice was the other two words that I was like, oh yeah, this is what, yep, Jen is spot on.
So, so one of the biggest things from the business coaching program is the entrepreneur mentality, sacrifice, persistence, and organization. That's pretty much like the key things to everything. But I'm just going to share this, allowing, accepting, things that we may be ignoring or just accepting as they are. That is what you were saying there. Um, okay, this was the number seven here. We checked off number one, number two. I'm on number seven out of my list of nine. I just made number 10.
Yeah.
Choosing to release. Okay. And when the woman said this, we talk about all these different things that we choose to release. I made a whole list of them. She said several of these, and I had to reiterate them, and I added all the rest of my own. The things that we choose to release: shame, regrets, disappointments, grudges, sense of failure, especially our past failures or wrongdoings. Clearly, we look at those things as lessons learned, but releasing that from our taking up space. And then I added situations, situations, the old stories, beliefs, and then to really get into detail, and that may require certain people, events, relationships, and those other actual, living, breathing things in your life. You make up a lot of space when you release all of those things. And actually, I don't know. Let me see. Oh, I can get out of my screen. I just got done typing up a post. I won't babble the whole thing here, but that's what it was about. I have a post I'm doing tomorrow, and I'm just going to share this because this doesn't usually align, but it is, of course. My post is about the day that I pretty much learned that I had stopped feeling, and it was about the therapist I work with that I fired after 5 sessions. And the lesson that I mainly learned from her, actually, was written on the back of this piece of paper right here. And it fell on the floor the other day, and I was reminded, and I had been talking about the day that I learned that I stopped feeling. So those are all the notes from that page. They're on the back of my affirmations, and it fell on the floor, and I go, oh, there's the page of the day that I learned that I stopped feeling. So I made this list. I'll just read a few of shifting because your anger that you're holding on to, your shame, your blame, all those things, they're clouding your progress and your actions. So they're the challenging feelings versus good or bad, negative or positive. Feelings can be easy. or challenging. The challenging feelings are clouding your progress and your actions. Here's just a few. Shift from hopeless to elated, resentful to free, take desperation into abundance and security, even powerless to empowered, scared to excited, shift from angry to healed, and the pain into the joy. And even though I didn't write the quote down yet here, there's a song by 50 Cent called Many Men that showed me quite a while ago. And the day that he told me about the quote and the song, I wrote it on this paper also. Joy wouldn't feel so good if there wasn't pain. So I talk all the time about the beauty and the pain. You can't have one without the other. But just how much of space could you make for all the greater things if you released all of that? So that will be my post on December 17th if anyone goes back to checking this out.
I am absolutely going to look at it because, to your point, emotions and allowing that safe place for us to feel all of it, the
Oh, yeah.
good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful, and everything in between,
Yeah.
is truly how we shift, how we transform, how we evolve, how we increase our own self-awareness around things, right? Like, that's why I could tell you that I lead Jen to numb and to, like, when I'm stressed, I'm like, okay, let's just be productive. Let's go, let's go, let's go. You know, like, it's because I nailed it down, like, oh, you're overworking. What are you numbing today? What feeling do you need to feel? Are
Yes.
you feeling to
Yes.
validate yourself by doing? You know, like,
Yes.
what are you using that practice or that habit to do? Now, luckily, it's a healthy habit, right?
Well, that right there is the key. I want to
Yeah,
just go with that because that is the key. So number one, reconnecting to the feeling, whatever it is, then allowing the feelings you want more of. So acknowledging your reactions to the things you don't like, acknowledging the feeling of the not so good feelings, the challenging feelings, so you can make room for the better feelings. But the key there that you said is reconnecting to it. And gosh, my mind goes so fast sometimes that I just lose it. I wanted to close out with exactly what you just said there. Um, the shift comes from that. The shift comes from acknowledging that is the whole thing. Say it one more time.
yeah. I said it's through awareness, right? Like, it's understanding your emotions,
Oh yeah,
feeling
I know what it
all of
is.
it.
Yes,
Yeah.
I got it. It's what's behind it. Okay. Looking at what need are you wanting to fulfill by what you're doing. And then this was the last thing, I guess, so we don't make this too long of an episode. The discomfort is part of the process, whether we're talking about feelings or transitioning into the new year with big, exciting goals that might be big and scary, the fear of failure, the fear of success, all the discomfort that comes with it, that's part of it. So yeah, shifting into the feeling. I keep getting so excited again that they're traveling too fast. Um, oh my gosh, did it again, somewhere here. Um, Tell me again, and we're gonna close it out.
So we were talking, what
What's
is
the
it?
reason behind it? What's the reason
Yes,
behind it?
that's it.
What is the resistance? What, when you feel discomfort, that you want to go back to self-sabotaging behaviors
Mm-hmm.
or go back to your old version of who you were, that no longer serves you? Understand that the discomfort is temporary. This is where I wanted to go. The discomfort is temporary. I was told a very long time ago, Jen, you just have to sit with this discomfort. We've had episodes about this too. Everything that goes with it, you just have to sit with it. You're going to have bumps in the road, the speed bumps, as you go on this new adventure in 2026 of making yourself, all the things that you dream of and want. So you just, have to sit in the discomfort. And this was years ago that these notes were written down, and people have told me this. So I believe my point is that all of this, reconnecting to the feeling, acknowledging what's the resistance, what's really going on here, why do I want to shift back to that, what need am I trying to fulfill? That is the key to all of this. So, yeah, close it out. We're at 29 minutes today.
I love it. I love it. Feel it. Allow spaciousness.
Yeah,
Do.
excellent. We've got so much more to share because I have 6 more points on this page, and we will just carry this on into the next
Part
episode
two.
for, yes, exactly. February of 2026. But you know what? We'll see where people are at, right? Like next episode, we're going to record a month in advance. So it's going to come out in February and it's going to be like, boom, where are you at? It's February. What have you done? So Join us next time. In February is the next episode, but this is released January 6th. Sweet and Sassy Show podcast, Jen Carpenter and Molly Lowe. Please leave a comment below for what stood out for you, and we'll see you at the next episode. Thank you.